to American Basketball Media Day here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm Haley Outen alongside Mike O'Donnell. We're now joined on the set by UConn head coach Geno Auriemma. Coach, great to have you here with us today. There's a lot to talk about this season.
Yeah.
Just coming off of last year, I mean, both at UConn and just with the USA women's basketball team, and there's so many storylines. But I guess just to start off, as you gear up for another season, how has this year been different in terms of preparation? Obviously, just losing so many keys to your team last year and just helping move things along.
Well, it's been a lot different. Obviously, you don't generally have a year where you're coming off of losing the three best players in the country. You know, you might have one player that was really good that moves on, or you might have two that, you know, but to be in this situation is kind of unique. And to be in a situation where you don't have a player of that caliber, a returning All-American that you can build around, that makes it even more unique and more challenging. So for us, we're in a state of let's see what we have, let's see what we can do, let's see who can do what, and we really won't know much until maybe another month or two.
Coach, you've been asked the same question multiple times, but I'd kind of like to put a little bit of a wrinkle on it. And we know there's obvious comparisons between you and with what John Wooden did at UCLA, and you were a big fan watching them growing up. I think a fascinating discussion is, though, when you're recruiting a player and you say, you know, you may have to sacrifice early, but you're going to be able to compete for a national championship, as opposed to going somewhere else and maybe averaging more points. But from a team aspect, you won't get what we have. I think it's a fascinating discussion to have, and do you mind commenting on that a little bit?
You know, I understand both sides of the recruiting thing, because we've been on both sides of it. There was a time when we were trying to recruit players that would help us win a national championship, and we hadn't done it yet. And we were talking to them about, well, if you come here, you'll help us build something from kind of the ground up. And now there are people recruiting the kids that maybe we want to recruit with the same recruiting philosophy. Mm-hmm. And we're not there. Mm-hmm. So we're at a place where, okay, we're in a position to do some things for you that I don't know that a lot of other schools can do. Matter of fact, there may not be another program in the country that can do for you what we can do, mm-hmm. because this is what we've done for other players like you. Does that work for everybody? No, because some people just, they want to be singled out. They mm-hmm. want to be part of that. The players that come play for us, they understand before they even step on campus, the reason I want to go to Connecticut is I don't want it to be all about me. Mm-hmm. And I might not go there and be first-team All-American as a freshman. Mm-hmm. I might not lead the country in scoring. Matter of fact, there's a pretty good chance if you come to Connecticut, you'll never lead the country in anything,
right?
You know, except wins.
Yeah.
So if they're not ready to embrace
Coach, in losing Brianna, Morgan, and Mariah, the experience you do have coming back is obviously very important. And the preseason player of the year, Kia Nurse, what do you expect from her this season? How is her role going to have to change?
Well, I'm happy and I'm disappointed that she's the preseason player of the year, because I'm happy for Kia, but she already tries so hard to be really, really good. Her intensity level is so high, and she competes so hard at everything she does, that the thought of her having to ramp it up a bit to prove that she's the player of the year scares the daylights out of me, you know, because I don't want her to feel like she has to do way more than she's capable of doing. So we just need her to be really, really, really solid. Like nothing else is really as important as consistently good every day. She's had 2 years where if she played great, then we had a chance to win by 50. If she played poorly, we could win by 30. Mm-hmm. Now she's in a situation where if she plays great, we have a chance to win every game. If she plays bad, we could lose easy. So I don't want her to be like this. I just need her to be consistently good. And that's not easy for someone who drives themselves so hard.
Yeah. from an outsider's perspective, the gold medal in Rio looked like an incredibly emotional experience for everybody. It was incredible the way that you represented the United States, but the players you got to work with were just, you know, some of the best athletes in the world.
The challenge for us was, can we do something that everyone expects us to do? Can we beat the best teams in the world and win our 6th gold medal in a row? It's never been done in the history of team sports at the Olympics, you know, and for us to be able to do that was a huge challenge. And we had the kind of team where 9 of them played in London. So I knew them, they knew me, I knew exactly what to expect. And the 3 new ones were Stewie, who speaks for itself, Brittany Griner, who speaks for itself, and Elena Deladon, who's MVP of the WNBA. These are the 3 new players. So when you add all that together, you say, if you guys will just understand that this is all about winning and that nobody remembers, and I asked them flat out, who led the team in scoring in London? They're like, I don't know. I said, exactly. Who led the team in minutes played? They're like, I don't know. I said, but you all got a gold medal. So they bought into that right from the beginning, and it was the most fun I've had coaching in a long time.
Coach, not only did you bring back the gold medal, but you got to do so with 5 former UConn players. How did that kind of touch you emotionally, just getting to continue that success with them?
Yeah. There really isn't anything that you could say to describe what it feels like when you look out on the floor at one time and you see five of your former players with USA basketball jersey on, and you just say, man, that's you can't write a story because people wouldn't believe it. And yet I had a chance to coach them when they were younger, a lot of them, when they were 18, and now I'm getting a chance to coach them when they're in their 30s. And nobody really ever expects to do that. And I also knew it was going to be the last time that I would be doing it. So when it ended, you know, there was a thing come over you where I remember saying to Diana, I just don't think we'll ever be able to relive this, and it was a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Tough non-conference slate. Got 10 teams against NCAA tournament teams. What do you think you'll learn in those early non-conference games?
You know, when we were putting the schedule together, I thought there was a great chance that Morgan Tuck would be back. So I thought, come on, you know, we've got like an All-American player. She's fabulous. She can do everything. She'll be like somebody we can build around, give a lot of confidence to the younger guys. So then when Morgan says, you know, Coach, I got to do this, I said, absolutely agree with you. You have to do it. Part of me was like, man, is there any way we can change our schedule? You know, and obviously you can't. But of the preseason top 10 teams in the country, I think we play 6 of them. So at the end of our first 2 games at Florida State and Baylor, we could be 0-2. We could lose more games in our first 2 games than we have in the last 3 years. So at Connecticut, I'll be happy to keep my job after those 2 games.
I think you'll be all right.
Coach, I can't let you leave the set. We haven't even asked you about winning your 11th national championship last season, but you have all of these moments, kind of like we started out saying, just the national championships, the gold medal in Rio. I mean, how do you put all of these things on a scale? Like, do you have a most proud moment? Can you even pick one?
No, you know, for me, maybe like it's been for a lot of other people, these last 8 years especially have been kind of like a blur, you know? They all just kind of roll into each other to the point where unless you step back completely away from it and look at it and go, these last 8 years, we won 6 national championships, wow. It's to the point where last year, at the end of the season, we all sat around going, do you believe that Stewie won 4 national championships and Mariah and Tuck? That's the most unbelievable thing in the world. And somebody goes, you know you guys were undefeated, right? I said, no, I forgot all about that. You know that's number 11, right? Oh, really? That's right. Like so much got like swept away because we were so focused on what those 3 guys were doing. It's, as I said, it's like storybook, but even more unbelievable what's happened. And yet if you were to ask me, like, you know, I would say going back to 1991 when we went to the Final Four with a team that no one knew one player on our team. No one in America knew one player on our team. And we end up in the Final Four. And the day we beat Clemson to go to the Final Four, I don't think there's ever been a time that I've been in the locker room where I've been more emotional than I was that day. So I think if we were to go to the Final Four this year with this team and something would happen, it would be pretty emotional.
All right, Coach. Well, it's been an amazing journey to sit back and watch, and looking forward to seeing what
Thanks.
you all do this season. So
Appreciate
best of luck to you.
Thanks.
Good luck, Coach.
Good luck to you guys, too.
Thank you. Coming up.